It's Vaygrim on a Monday episode of VAYGRIM'S Chance. I am at the foundation point for one of the super towers. Yes, nice big windows at the corners. It is going to be a very spacious design. What I'm looking at for the next floor is going to be right there. This thing's going to be taller than that tower right there. And I'm generally very excited to see how it ends up coming out. So you know what I'm going to do? Okay, first of all, why am I making things needlessly hard on myself? Let's get this. Refresh that. Boop. I think it's approaching time when we're going to actually turn these guide blocks off. We'll see. I'm hoping all of you had a wonderful weekend. I had a good weekend. Aside from some problems with my knees, I am a stereotypically overweight. Not morbidly overweight, but overweight enough American that it causes me problems. So I have that combined with a life of various grueling physical labor punishment that I used to do, and car wrecks and all sorts of great stuff. Basically, my body has been tortured over the years, and it is showing the side effects of that with age. Okay, let's leave that there for the time being. So there's that, which means, whoops. So we need to break these out. If you notice, I busted out my dark steel pick from Ender.io. I still do like this thing. I can take up one toolbar slot on it because it is a pickaxe and a shovel, and it actually does the travel upgrade. It doesn't have an amazing attack rating, but, you know, beyond that, it is a great weapon. Great tool. I really do love the robustness of this thing. It is still one of my absolute favorites. Whoops. Oh, crap. I do actually have problems with the Project E tool, in that there are points where it is actually too fast. Even when I've dropped the little bar all the way down to 0 and it's not supposed to be doing AE, it's still so quick that I cannot do precision work with it. Sometimes I actually need a slower tool. And I think it's hilarious that that is actually a problem that can be had. This thing doesn't act like an axe, but the thing I was using for from Project E doesn't act like an axe either, so no loss there. And we should be... That should be the wall right there. Okay, we have a very good view. All the way around this thing. I can have enough. I do. 1 below, 2 above. Normally, this would be where the archery platform was, or the sniper platform. That's normally where this would be. We're gonna have to do... the doorway a little different on this one. Let's just bulk this out a little bit. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Oh, wrong side. Duh. Okay. That's good enough. Get down in here. Yes, okay. So I actually need some elevator blocks. I think 6. It's getting to the point now, like I said, where I think we're going to need to get rid of the guide blocks very soon, because I don't think we're going to need them for much longer. Okay. Normally, this would be the actual, like I said, the sniper platform. But not on this tower. No, this tower is going to be bigger. It's going to be beefier. As is already can be attested to by the wider windows. Yes, which means okay. And then we need one more. And this is going to be the actual top level, which means this thing is going to have perspective on the rooftops and even the sniper perches of the other smaller towers. It's going to be a lower tower right there. Yeah. Specifically centered right there. So, this thing is big. And we're going to have to come up with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to want to come up with a design. Something, do I need to spice up the outside? I don't know. Something about this thing just smacks as being a little too... I don't know. Uniform, too boring. What happens? I keep switching to 2 because I've had that Project E tool on 2 for, oh gosh, so long. And normally I keep a weapon on 1 and a pickaxe on 2. All versions. That just looks weird. It looks like I'm intentionally blocking off the windows now. Need to get back into the habit of switching to 1. Let's take a look at this real quick. What if I change this design up? Heck, I can do it from the outside. Let's get these and put them right here. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to get all of these windows. Block them off. I'm just going to do it on this side for now. Okay, let's look at this. from a new perspective. Center block. That's going to look like it doesn't have enough support. Now, I don't like that. Because then it's going to look like there's 4 measly little blocks holding up every floor. And I'm not actually a fan of that. Let's go back down one. With this design, it goes blocks are getting on my nerves. With this design, there is at least 3 per corner, 4 corners. So there's 16 blocks holding up each floor. I think 16. Where's the indicator? There's the indicator. I'm going to have to come up with some accents later. Maybe, let me think. I could put them on these columns right here. Could actually put the accents right here because you wouldn't be able to see it on the inside. See, that's the thing, right? With these corner blocks right here, these runs of corner blocks, you can't see those on the inside, and I intentionally want it that way. I want it as decoration that is only visible on the outside. I've just now realized I don't want you there. We're going to have to alter. Actually, correction. I want a window there. Let's get this. These are just going to be a little weird for a while. See, technically it's like but that looks a bit more realistic to me. It's still, you're still a drop hazard coming right off of this, but I don't know. We'll have to see if we can put some railing or something behind this. No. See, that's starting to stick out too far. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. I could do a corner door. Like that. Get rid of that. It looks a little wonky, but I mean, basically, these things are going to have to be designed a little strangely every once in a while for the sake of getting the guard out. What if I blocked this off? A little better, not much. We'll see. Anyway. The bottom floor. Light up the interior a little bit. Whoa. Now, this is actually where we get to see where the roof is going to attach, which means I need to go over here, get a stack of these, and put those there. I do not need shield blocks right now. And You know, one thing I need to do real quick. I'm going to make it daytime. I had an idea for another project that I actually want to start up that I don't think would be too long. A pseudo-military defense project for the base, for the actual castle. And it involves the turbine barge. We made that turbine barge as a simple kind of a floating power station. It represents having a level of technology that allows you to float that thing. It's got little, you can even kind of see them, little engines sticking off the bottom with waves of energy coming out of it. What I think I'm going to do is extend the platform into maybe a kind of a plus pattern, and then actually have at the compass points bottom mounted cannons. I think that could be really cool. That could be a monumentally neat feature. I am going to do these a little differently. I'm going to actually double bracket the sides on these larger towers. No. Let's do them at the corners. We want some wider views. On these things. Now I need some of these. Let me roll back over here. And these are actually 1, 2, 3, and then there's another one behind that, 4. 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to go ahead and put all these down because you have to hold shift while doing that. Otherwise you get weird behavior. Okay, so these larger towers are going to be the check towers. These towers are the kind of the checks and balance systems to the rest of the actual system. I'm going to actually have a ladder that's going to come up that is going to allow for roof access in at least 2 places on this tower so somebody can get up onto this roof. The roof that's going to be on top of this. Plus, from here, let's just get a bow. We'll be able to, and I actually don't have infinity on this bow. I need to put it on there. We'll be actually able to plink shots onto the perspectives of a lot of these other different roof angles. So if a flying foe, let's say, dropped, or paratroopers or whatever crazy thing did drop down on these towers, these normal guard towers, the check towers can actually help get those attackers off of the adjacent roofs one way or another. So I think they're going to be a good system. I think it's going to be a good idea design-wise. Yeah. Anyway, I do actually think that it could be cool if we had the get those. If we had the barge set up, kind of a floating plus shaped platform with circular platforms at the different compass points. It just stretches out a little bit, looks like a plus symbol. Maybe cross connect with the kind of an outer walkway, but make it to where it is this kind of center point battle station. It's floating up there, almost like a stationary battleship, but it's upside down. It is meant to actually act as a precision firing instrument for anything that is coming into the airspace near the castle. So if it's below that, then they're going to have to deal with that first. If they actually come in higher up and hit that, that'll be an early warning sign for the rest of the castle to be worried. So That means if an enemy airship was encroaching over here, we could have that battle station that could have multiple cannons, bottom mounted, aimed in different compass directions. And, it's just going to be kind of a role-playing kind of a thing. It would be a decorative design. It wouldn't be functional. I could maybe make a TNT cannon, but I don't know how to make a repositionable TNT cannon. That's, I think, a little bit beyond my scope. Yeah. So, whoa. You really do have to hit the bottom, middle, or you end up getting something really weird if you hit one of the corners. Okay, I got to think about this. I'm actually going to put... Normally I have fencing here. I don't have the fencing in place yet. I want to hurry up and get some of these slopes on for this bottom level. Actually, I'm going to do this one, this one, this one, and no, totally wrong. Wow, what the heck? There we go. It really is kind of a precision system. And I don't get why it is getting so hard to... I have to, click down. I'll put this one here, right? I have to click along this bottom edge, not along this side edge. If I click on this side edge, it ends up wanting to orient itself differently than clicking along this bottom edge. Same thing here. If I click along this bottom edge, it's fine. If I click along the side edge here in the middle, it messes up. Very, very close clearance on this. Did not realize how close and how big this tower was going to be. Makes me wonder if I need to stair step in that roof a little bit. Thankfully, it does actually completely clip. I mean, completely, I'm not clipping, it goes around, which means I'm going to have to mirror that design extremely precisely over here to make sure that it fits the same way, and I'm going to have to do it over there and over there as well. These larger check towers are actually going to be kind of hard to deal with. Okay, let's get this back here. Little bits of blocks all over the place. I'm not going to do the whole roof this episode because I get the feeling this roof is going to be a bit more complicated. I might actually flatten it out more, peak it less. If I'm going to put ladder access up to it, that might work better. It might work in my favor. Yeah, whatever. See, it says axe, but this pick does a remarkably good job. It is not too fast. I can get just one block. But that is at least a start on the roof. I can finish it off in between this episode and the next episode. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run, just like I have here, all the way down, but I'm going to do it both corners. So that's going to be a little bit wider a set of decoration. It's going to be a broad stripe. I don't want to just fill this corner in, because then what I'm going to end up with is just a square tower. And I actually don't want it to be completely square. So I actually want it to have a little bit of a kind of a scalloped edge, so to speak. Double entrances on this one. I do like how this came out. This can be one of the bigger guard towers that has more amenities right here. It's got a wide angle of view, even on the interior courtyard. See a nice firing line. There's going to be another one. I got to think. Let's go over here real quick. Yeah, okay. So this is going to be the same thing. So there's going to be two of these things. So basically at every single corner, one of these towers will have a straight shot that can strafe back and forth on each side. So each courtyard is going to be double covered by these big check towers. Plus, it'll have these smaller towers to actually help fill. And yeah, this is going to be good. Yep. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. And tell you what I'm going to do. Let's do... Wow, okay, it's kind of horrible at real wood. Legit wood, it's not great. Okay. Still a use for the axe. Yay! Okay, so... I'm thinking maybe just one more step up on the roof and then flatten it out. That way it stays flat and it's easier for guards to deal with if they have to actually go up a ladder and open a hatch to go check the roof. Plus, this does mean that if they get on the roof of this tower, they'll actually have firing line to a big chunk of the top of the castle. So that's always a good thing. Let's... Wedge slope, is that what I want? Yep, wedge slope. Perfect. Okay. Can I get my sleeping bag out one more time? Fall to my death. Again. Okay. Those are going to be huge. Those are going to dot. There's going to be one at each real corner of the courtyard, which means there's going to be one right here-ish. And it's going to have a direct line of sight with that one over there. That one will have direct line of sight with this one over here. And it's going to make almost a box, which is going to be perfect in terms of security. The only thing I don't like is how much the actual castle has come out to meet this tower. I might have to actually bump these edges in to meet... But they're supposed to be outside. Yeah, I might have to adjust this design on the roof a little bit and bring it in to match the actual line of the building, but just at the corners, which means it's going to be a bit stranger looking of a roof, but that means it won't be hitting the actual castle immediately. But I'll do that in between episodes. I'll show you next episode. I'm thinking maybe I want to start on that design for the sky platform, the air defense platform. I think the air defense platform could be a really cool idea. We could make it look kind of high-tech. Use a lot of laboratory blocks from Chisel. We could do a lot of stuff like that and really kind of make it look like this semi-high-tech defense platform. We could maybe even mock up some missile launching pads at some of the corners or some of the other places to make it look like they've got some... maybe surprisingly high-tech defense. We'll see. I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you very much for swinging by for this episode of VAYGRIM'S Chance. I always appreciate it when you check in on me and see what kind of nonsense I'm getting up to. Slowly but surely, things are coming to a close. The end is actually in sight for this series. I do see it. I mean, it's not happening within the next week or two, but a couple of months down the road, I could actually see as we close in on the episode 130 or maybe the 150 mark, I could see the final storyline playing out. The final point where this city actually gets some citizens. We'll see. Until next time, in the coming weeks, keep your eyes open. That creative building series that I talked about has finally been given a name. Keep your eyes open for Grimco Construction. Grimco is actually a new corporate conglomerate that I've decided to start up, so to speak. And the construction branch is going to be the first part of that corporation to rumble to life. And Grimco Construction is going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun series. I've got a plan for the format. I've got a plan for some early guests that I want to ask. The big problem is that Minecon is this weekend. So almost all the important people are either busy or super busy. So it's going to have to wait a couple of weeks before I can get guests lined up, get some help lined up, get things organized. But keep your eyes open for Grimco Construction. I think it's going to be good. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.